I am curious about how much we've actually seen the use of AI, not so much with your customer base, but internally within Salesforce itself.
Yeah, well, Romain, thanks for having me. Look, the moment of the digital labor revolution is upon us. When we think about this is 41% of all time for workers are spending on repetitive or low-value tasks, and organizations need a new labor model that unlocks AI and humans working together. And so we are, like every business, going through this massive transformation together. You just heard Mark talk about some of the impacts that's happening for us. And I can tell you that this is kind of down the line. So we think about service for us. We serve our customers at help.salesforce.com with agents from Agentforce, and we're seeing last week we hit 1 million service requests coming in from that with an 85% resolution rate. Also, it's 65% faster time to resolution, so our customers love it. That's really helping us really think about what are we doing with service in the future now that we have those kinds of tools. It's not just service either.
Yeah.
We think about engineering, 25% of code is being written by AI at this moment. And as far as impact in Q1, we thought about all the jobs that we filled at Salesforce. Over half of those jobs were from internal. So this is about creating new mobility inside the company, where we're asking ourselves, what is the best use of our new hybrid workforce together in terms of unlocking value for our customers?
Also, can you kind of explain, too, when we talk about what is actually being offered to customers? Because as part of this marketplace, if you will, I mean, there really is kind of a buffet of options for customers to choose from. And I'm wondering why you chose that direction, which is different than some of your peers who have gone with things that are maybe a little narrower and more proprietary.
Well, look, I mean, we see digital labor as kind of the next thing. I mean, think about these massive breakthroughs, the internet, mobile phones. How have these breakthroughs transformed business? It's incredible. And AI is scaling faster. If we just look at the market opportunity alone for digital labor, this is $6 trillion for CIOs, for builders, for partners. And they know that it's significant. In fact, a survey of CIOs, 4 out of 5, actually 84% of them came back and said that they see AI as being more significant as far as the impact on their business as the internet. So we know this is the right place to go with digital labor, and that is what Agentforce is. It is the platform for digital labor for the enterprise.
So, Adam, as this continues to roll out, and we should also just start, I mean, you obviously have a long history with Salesforce. You left to start your own company, and then Salesforce bought it and brought it back. And I know AirKit is kind of the foundation of a lot of these, at least the current iterations of this agentic AI move. It gets to the question about the scalability, but also the affordability for your customers. And I am curious as to how you balance that out.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things there. I mean, 25 years ago, we were having some of the same debate where customers, we showed customers that they didn't need to build their own cloud, right? And we're having kind of that moment again as you think about building up your digital workforce and your digital labor that's a hybrid workforce together. How do you build this? Agentforce is built from the ground up with that in mind, right? And so, for example, last week we introduced Agentforce 3, and one of the key tenets of here is we call Command Center. This is now giving Agentforce the tools to help you manage your agents like you would your workforce, having monitoring, observability, being able to explain their decisions and help them be self-optimizing as well. These are the kinds of tools that you really need to scale up agents for all kinds of different workflows and industries.
Talk about the actual customers. I mean, I know in the past, we've seen usage of this platform, London's Heathrow Airport. I think more recently, we learned about the partnership you guys have with Pepsi and a few others. How exactly do large enterprises like that actually deploy it? What is the practical application?
Yeah, so I mean, look, we have over 8,000 paying customers on Agentforce already, and that list is growing. You mentioned Pepsi; it's a great example. They're streamlining more of a business-to-business, application, streamlining process and customer service, leveraging Service Cloud, Data Cloud, Consumer Goods Cloud, and more. But it's not just limited to CPG. We see things, for example, in healthcare. University of Chicago Medicine is using it to change the way they interact with their patients, from everything from non-clinical questions like scheduling appointments and finding, where to park as their they're coming into their appointment, to things in Latin America. Grupo Globo is a large media company operating in Brazil, and they're using Agentforce to help with customer retention. So when you call in to maybe change your plan, they're seeing a 22% lift and an increase in retention of customers. I mean, these are all applications across different geographies, different industries that we see real benefit to the bottom line already.
I do have to ask you, of course, the doom question, Adam, which, of course, when everyone hears this, the first thing they start to think about is, okay, is this just going to destroy a lot of jobs? Is this going to make a lot of the functions, at least the functions that humans had been in charge of, obsolete in some way? Or is this truly going to be something that is complementary to the current human workforce out there?
Well, like I said, every company is going to be able to think about how to take these technologies and apply them to their business. So they're going to have some decisions to make. Just as I mentioned at Salesforce, we sourced 50% or more of all of our jobs from internal. There's a lot of mobility. If we go back to that, our help.salesforce.com that just had 1 million conversations last week, that's a significant operational change than just from 1 year ago. And we have a lot of people in our service centers that know our products inside and out. And so instead of having them just help doing repetitive low-value tasks, helping customers, reset my password, those kinds of typical things, and we're saying they know our products so well, they can move more into revenue generating and growth opportunities and help our customer success team and our sales team.